Breaking news. Major shakeup at Manchester United as transfer drama unfolds and big names face the axe. Stay tuned for all the explosive details. Man United big money signing all but done as Marcus Rashford claim emerges. Manchester United could significantly improve their transfer budget for next season if they manage to qualify for the Champions League. Ruben Amorim's side have one foot in the Europa League final after beating Athletic Bilbao 3-0 in their semi-final first leg, with the return fixture taking place at Old Trafford on Thursday, May 8th. Man United have been linked with a move for Matheus Cunha, who has a £62.5 million release clause in his Wolves contract. Meanwhile, Liam Delap is also on their shortlist, as he will be available for £30 million this summer following Ipswich Town's relegation. Former Man City financial advisor Stefan Borson exclusively told Football Insider United's ability to make another big money signing will likely depend on who they can sell. Borson previously told Football Insider Marcus Rashford is one of 5 players United could sell this summer, with Jadon Sancho, Antony, Andre Onana and Casemiro also on the list. Amorim's side currently sit 15th in the Premier League table after enduring a miserable season domestically. Man United could face new transfer blow. Borson insisted United could face a difficult balancing act in terms of transfers if they don't qualify for the Champions League this season. He told Football Insider, "Their spending definitely depends on the Champions League, but they look like they've got other deals to do as well. It looks like they're going to do the Matheus Cunha deal. He has a £62 million release clause, so that's a chunky deal. That's going to take a big chunk out of the budget, whatever happens. Then on top of that, they've got Delap at £30 million. Obviously, that's a much more manageable deal. I think to do a deal bigger than that on top of everything else that they need to buy may well depend on exits. The Sancho situation is up in the air again. You have got the Rashford situation up in the air again. There is quite a lot of uncertainty with these sorts of deals. I don't think it's impossible that they could do a big deal, but they do look like they've got some limits this summer. Clearly, it's much easier if they get Champions League. If they don't get Champions League, I think they're going to have a very difficult balancing act this summer." Man United could agree Casemiro deal. Football Insider revealed on April 28 Casemiro is still likely to leave United this summer despite Amorim changing his mind on the veteran midfielder. The 33-year-old has been one of their better performers in recent weeks and months, but he is on big wages at Old Trafford. Sources say United will have to consider parting ways with the Brazil international if a reasonable offer arrives for his services. Man United learned Victor Osimhen transfer twist as historic offer ready. Manchester United have previously had Napoli striker Victor Osimhen on their watchlist, and attack is expected to be a key area to improve this summer. Manchester United are reportedly preparing for another club to join the race to sign Napoli striker Victor Osimhen in the summer transfer window. Osimhen is set to be the focus of plenty of transfer attention this summer, having seemed destined to leave last year only for a move to fall apart in the final stages of the window. With his options of moving to a top 5 league in tatters, Galatasaray managed to capitalize by offering him a season-long escape thanks to the Turkish window closing later than the rest of Europe. Since switching to Istanbul, Osimhen has continued to hone his goal-scoring talents with 33 goals bagged in just 37 matches. Such form continues to make him a target for a number of Premier League clubs this summer. Arsenal and Chelsea have been credited with the strongest interest, but Men's Sport understands that United did consider Osimhen as a player of interest during Erik ten Hag's tenure. This summer, the Reds are set to focus on their attack, and Rio Ferdinand has already suggested that Osimhen is the man they should target. It has, up until now, been seen as inevitable that Osimhen will leave Galatasaray for a new club. However, Milliyet scorer understands that the Turkish giants are not ready to let the Nigerian leave just yet. The 26-year-old is thought to have impressed the Galatasaray board so much that they are willing to sanction a historic offer to try and keep him. It is reported that, as soon as he agrees to staying in Istanbul, Galatasaray would be happy to bid £56 million for his services. Napoli are in a rush to sell Osimhen this summer, but whether the striker would be happy to return permanently to Turkey is another matter. Galatasaray looks set to qualify for the Champions League, but it is unknown whether the lure of Europe's elite competition alone will be enough to get his signature. United are currently cash-strapped with the need to sell clear ahead of the summer transfer window opening. However, their finances could receive a huge boost if they win the Europa League. Ruben Amorim's men are 3-0 up on aggregate against Athletic Bilbao, and should they progress to the final in the Basque Country and beat either Tottenham Hotspur or Bodo/Glimt, they would qualify for next season's Champions League. If United or Spurs were to win the Europa League, a whopping 6 English teams would be playing in the Champions League next season. Man United decide on 3 more players leaving Old Trafford at end of season. Manchester United have made a decision on the futures of 3 young players with Jack Kingdon, Sam Murray and James Nolan set to leave the club at the end of the season. Jack Kingdon, Sam Murray and James Nolan are all set to leave Manchester United at the end of the season. The trio are all out of contract this summer, and will depart on freeze after not being offered new terms. A number of senior and academy players are due to leave Old Trafford in the upcoming window, in what promises to be a transformative summer. And Kingdon, Murray or Nolan are the latest to be informed they will be leaving, the Manchester Evening News reports. Kingdon, 19, was a key player in the under-18s treble-winning team last season, and has been performing well on loan at Rochdale since joining them in the January window. It is believed that he was close to signing for Ineos-owned FC Lausanne Sport on loan in January, before opting for Rochdale, who he has helped reach the National League playoffs. The centre-back, who was born in Bolton and joined United from Morecambe for a 6-figure sum in November 2020, has trained with the first team at Carrington and represented Scotland at various age levels. He also spent time training with Lausanne's first team in Switzerland last year, impressing their staff. Murray, 20, came to United as a teenager from Huddersfield and played in all 6 games of the successful 2022 FA Youth Cup campaign, which concluded at Old Trafford. The left-back, who recently captained the under-21s against Wolves and scored against West Ham in the PL2 playoffs on Monday, has been a steady performer in the academy. Nolan, 19, a jack-of-all-trades on the pitch, joined Inverness Caledonian Thistle in Scottish League One on loan during the summer transfer window, and has since made 33 appearances. The Chorley-born player has mainly been seen holding down the fort at fullback for Caledonian Thistle. The 3 will be part of a huge cohort of players seeking new employers in the summer. It was reported earlier this week that only 4 players are deemed as untouchable by the United hierarchy, with the club open to offers on every other player. The quartet, as reported by the Daily Star, are understood to be Harry Maguire, Patrick Dorgu, Ahmad and captain Bruno Fernandes. Aside from those, United are open for business as they look to raise funds for a huge rebuild under Ruben Amorim. The Portuguese boss wants players that suit his system, but there is an understanding that outgoing business will need to be conducted first. Along with the players that can be sold for fees, for senior stars will be out of contract. Tom Heaton, Christian Eriksen and Johnny Evans will all leave, while Victor Lindelof is still unsure over whether he will be offered a new deal. Manchester United decide to release 3 players at the end of the season. There will be multiple exits from Man United this summer, and the futures of a few players have already been decided. Jack Kingdon, Sam Murray and James Nolan are set to leave Manchester United this summer. The Manchester Evening News understands Kingdon, Murray, and Nolan are out of contract at the end of the season and are set to depart after not being offered fresh terms at United. Several first-team and academy players will depart this summer, and the futures of those 3 players have already been decided. Kingdon, 19, was a crucial part of the under-18 treble-winning side last season, and he has been excellent on loan with Rochdale since signing for the club in the winter window. It's understood Kingdon was close to signing for Ineos' own FC Lausanne Sport on loan in January, before signing for Rochdale, who he has helped to make the National League playoffs. Kingdon was invited to train with Lausanne's first team in Switzerland last year and impressed their staff. The centre-back has taken part in first-team training sessions at Carrington and has represented Scotland throughout the age groups. Kingdon was born in Bolton and joined United from Morecambe for a 6-figure sum in November 2020. Murray, 20, joined United as a teenager from Huddersfield, and he started 6 of a possible 6 games in the successful 2022 FA Youth Cup campaign, which ended at Old Trafford. The left-back has been a consistent performer in the academy, and recently captained the under-21s against Wolves. Murray also scored against West Ham in the PL2 playoffs on Monday. Nolan, 19, is a versatile player and signed for Inverness Caledonian Thistle in Scottish League One on loan in the summer transfer window, which has seen him make 33 appearances. The Chorley-born lad has predominantly played at full-back for Caledonian Thistle.